know what I'm saying? I got my man, hot recording artist, Sean Falyon, you know what I'm saying, in the building with me. Say what's up to everybody, family.
What's going on, everybody out there? This is Sean Falyon the Great. I'm chilling here for Johnson Magazine. And we're about to get into this interview about music and life and women.
Alright, you heard it. Y'all mean them the topics, music, life, and women. First off, man, why don't we go to start off, Sean? Just let everybody out there know, you know what I'm saying, where you from and how long you've been doing your thing.
All right, I'm from Philly, West Philly to be exact. I've been in Atlanta for about 6 years. I've been actually rapping industry-wise, you know, people like to say professionally for the last 3 years, but I've been spitting since 13, so, you know, it ain't nothing new, you know, just trying to build off it, get some money.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Definitely start making some ends. Now, what's the movement? You know what I'm saying?
Right now is the movement is Sean Falyon Be Everywhere. If you're on Twitter, hashtag SFBE. That's the new project I'm working on. Dropping that joint in April. Pretty much Sean Falyon Be Everywhere is just trying to be everywhere with the music, different inspirations, different influences of being all over and traveling and stuff, and just meeting different folks. And so, kind of wanted to go ahead and circumvent that with the title Sean Falyon Be Everywhere.
Okay, that's what's up. Now, what's some of the projects, or what's the resume looking like up to this point? You know what I mean? Have you had some albums, mixtapes, singles? What's, you know?
Really, my first mixtape, and actually only mixtape I did, because I don't want to say I'm anti-mixtape, but I just kind of wanted to just put one out. Was with my homie DJ Recognize. It was with the clothesline Soupy Jones. Soupy Jones presents Sean Falyon Fashionably Dope Music, Volume 1. DJ Recognize, if you don't know, is Asher Roth's DJ, tour DJ, and he's been rocking for a minute. We just got together and threw a bunch of records out, some records that I like, and a majority of my music that some people probably haven't heard yet. If you're online, look for that. Sean Falyon Fashionably Dope Music, Volume 1. I had an EP with a production company called SMKA, which is Sean Falyon meets SMKA. As far as singles, I got a record out right now with Lloyd called Attention. Okay. You know Lloyd from Bad Rock. He used to be with Ding, but now he's doing this thing, grinding on his own. Before that, man, I was rocking with Bone Crusher. You know, we got a bunch of records. Was touring with him overseas in Germany. Okay. Did a bunch of states here in the U.S. And, you know, that's still the big homie. That's like my big brother. So, you know, he pretty much molded and helped Sean Falyon become the artist people are getting to hear today.
Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. Now, what's your, you know what I mean, take on the state of music today? You know what I mean? Like, you're originally from Philly, you know what I mean, up top, you know what I'm saying? But overall, right now, what's like your take on the game, you know what I mean?
My take on the state of music is weird, because one day I feel like, all right, like certain records that people dislike, I'll be like, you know, that's cool and it's needed. But then some days I'll be like, yeah, I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? It's all over the place. It's not as, I can honestly say it's not as good as it used to be. Because I come up in an era where, you know, a lot of records had messages. And even if it was, you know, your rappers rapping about drugs and stuff like that, it still ended with a message. Like, I think it's coming back around to that. You know, like one of my favorite years in music, this is probably going to date me, but one of my favorite years in music was 93. You know what I'm saying? Because it was so much stuff coming out that didn't clash and collide with each other, but everybody liked it across the board. You had like Tribe, you had Snoop and them, Biggie, G-Rap, all them people, you know, they weren't running in the same lane, but they were all under hip-hop and everybody liked it. So I think it's coming back around with artists like myself. I got a homie out named Pill. He's dope, you know what I'm saying? He raps about just the reality of life, you know, his hood where he come from. And he's like, but he does it in a point where it's a story, you know what I mean, and people can relate to it, as opposed to just, you know, I'm moving bricks and I got cars with big rims and stuff like that, you know what I mean, and me on the other hand, I rap about life from the other aspect of just wanting to do this music, dealing with relationships and women, and, you know, just living and loving life, you know what I mean. So we got a bunch of artists out there that's building a broad spectrum and spreading it out, as opposed to everything you just hearing day to day, you know what I'm saying.
I feel you, and I mean, like, you know, it's kind of two parts to the question. One is like, what do you think, you know what I'm saying, the tributes to, like you said, back in 93, everybody kind of had their own lane, you know what I mean? Like you said, you had everybody from Tribe to Dre and them, to Redman, to Outkast, you know, it was real diverse. So, like, what do you think attributed, you know what I'm saying, to the changes taking place up until now, where everything is kind of in one lane, and do you think that helped or hurts the game?
I think what attributed is the fact that before it was about the money, about 30%, because I look at it like a lot of those artists didn't really know the business that much, So more of their focus was on making the music. So now it's like the money is great, you know what I mean, but it's just it's finding that balance to where as though your integrity isn't compromised, you know what I mean, and you just can just make dope music. Because it's like with me, my sole purpose is to get better my situation with music, but I definitely want to put out a dope product, you know what I mean? Like it feels great when people come back and be like, yo, man, that one record, I went through that, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I can relate to that so much. I knew what you was talking about on that, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a great feeling, and it's also a great feeling to get your pockets right. But it's just that when you focus on just having the money, you pretty much take away the music. You know, you might as well be on the other side and not be an artist. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to be, it's just like a painter. If you're painting just to sell paintings and that's it, and you're not painting just to get your vision out there to the world, your art is gonna look like trash. You know, and I do art myself. I paint, so it's like seeing a lot of old artists like Basquiat and stuff like that, Warhol. They came from just letting their mind run wild, as opposed to we gonna sell this, or this is gonna be sold for thousands of dollars someday. You know what I mean? So when you create music, you need to take the money aspect out of it, because it messes up a lot of situations, and a lot of creativity runs into a brick wall. You know what I'm saying? So that's the issue with today's, because it's like, let me make a record like the record that's winning over here.
True.
You know what I'm saying? And then you get stuck. So.
I mean, is it the labels? Is it radio? Like what's the problem that, you know what I'm saying, other creative artists, you know what I mean, are having a hard time, you know what I'm saying, getting into that lane where, like you said, it is kind of that, same sound that everybody's basically kind of quote unquote looking for.
It's pretty much, man, it's all our faults, to be honest. You know what I mean? I'm going to say, like, labels play a big role, like, major labels play a big role in it, because ultimately, if you think about it, it's like a loan shark with input on how you going to get their money back. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, okay, I'm taking this risk on you, so in order for us to get back and be good on good terms again, I want you to do this way. You know what I'm saying? And then you got labels that don't really want to work like that, so they'll attach onto an artist that's already moving.
True.
And then they be like, well, shit, he's already moving, we put this money up under him, and then try to mold him after he already did the work. So it's like, it's just like putting an investment in a product that's already booming. You know what I mean? It's like if you're the first person that invented cups, and cups get crazy, and then you got somebody else coming in like, well, I'm gonna make this type of cup. This model is already made, so it's just like everybody's using cups. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put this money behind it and get paid, and we gonna keep making cups the same way. Then holding the same type of liquid. You know what I mean? It's just it's a win-win for them when it comes to stuff like that, and that's how like. They take when they start doing that, and the money comes into play with the labels, that keeps people focused on doing what they want them to do, and it takes away from the creativity that I was saying. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes labels are a good situation, and a lot of artists need to kind of work and figure that out. To how, like, if you get a situation, you need to understand, like, yo, you can't just sit back, kick your feet up. That's the biggest problem, is that artists think they can kick their feet up with the lack on creativity and the lack on drive. So. That is like the labels, I think, and the artists, when they come with their lack of drive, is the biggest problem. You know what I'm saying, for that.
I feel you. Now let's go a little bit more into the Sean, you know what I mean, to what Sean Falyon has going on. First of all, what is, like, you know what I mean, you mentioned a little bit about, you know what I'm saying, what your music about, but what's like the driving force or inspiration, like when we listen to, you know what I'm saying, music from you, what can we expect to hear, you know what I mean?
Man, I'm like I call myself I'm like an animated storyteller, you know what I'm saying, where I like to tell stories. I like people to be able to envision what I'm saying, you know what I mean? I grew up on records like that, like where I would listen to a Red Man and he would say something crazy, but you could see it, like Bruce Lee riding a Fuji in a movie, you know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that was fascinating to me, so I like to say, things in my records where you'd be like, okay, if it's not a complicated metaphor, it's just pretty much laid out for you, where you can depict everything I'm talking about. So that's a majority of my music. And then just life stuff. I know everybody says, man, I keep it real, I rap about my life, but I really just rap about what's going on, like my situation with family, with women I've dealt with, doing this music, and then just having fun.